Welcome to Totes Professional Gaming, where we swing, thwip, and occasionally faceplant into skyscrapers. Today we're revisiting New York in Spider-Man Remastered for PS5 Pro, a shinier, smoother version of Insomniac's 2018 superhero smash hit. Insomniac's Spider-Man story was great the first time, and it's still great now. This isn't just about Peter Parker's web-swinging heroics, it's about balancing his dual life, saving the day while trying to keep his personal relationships intact. The emotional highs still hit, especially Peter's dynamic with MJ, his crumbling friendship with Octavius, and Yuri Lowenthal's performance, which absolutely nails Peter's charm and self-doubt. Oh, and they gave Peter Parker a new face. Yeah, it's a bit weird at first, but you get used to it quicker than you think. The new face actually suits the role better. Younger, fresh-faced, and less like someone juggling mortgage payments and a secret superhero identity. I still prefer the OG though, just saying. Our story starts with a Spider-Man who's been web-swinging for just under a decade. He is confident in his skills and already has history with some of his rogues gallery. Peter is Otto Octavius's lab assistant, while the latter is developing robotic limbs that can be controlled with his mind, but is quickly running out of funding and not making enough headway. Peter and MJ are broken up, but still in touch, and gradually rekindle their relationship over the course of the game, but it doesn't always go smoothly. Aunt May is played beautifully here. You can feel the parental affection she has for Peter, and May gets a few memorable scenes of her own that will make a grown adult cry. Mr. Lee, aka Mr. Negative, is a less popular villain, but I'm glad they chose him to have a bigger part in this game, as he's an interesting, double-sided character.
Now that you quit smoking, what do you tell people when you come up here?
That I need a break from their crap.
The world itself is full of side characters who are unique in their own way, including Spidey's friend on the Force, Yuri Watanabe, who gets her own emotional arc that will continue into the second game. This narrative depth adds a layer of emotional complexity, making each mission feel consequential. The gameplay here is still top notch. Swinging through New York City remains one of the most satisfying things you can do in a video game. The mechanics are buttery smooth, there's just no other way to describe the fluidity of web swinging and acrobatic combat. It's the kind of movement that makes you want to aimlessly traverse the map just because you can, and I've done a lot of that. Combat is fast, stylish, and fun, with gadgets galore to keep things interesting. Sure, I still lean heavily on a couple of OP suit powers and my favorite gadgets, but the variety is there if you want to mix things up. Optional missions though, chasing muggers and stopping car chasers can get a bit repetitive. It's still great fun, but it's one of those remaster quirks where the original's flaws are left untouched. However, completing them does net you a bunch of tokens that you can use to unlock more powerful gadgets and suits, making them less of a pain. The suits range from obscure to classic, with my favorites being Scarlet Spider and 2099. This truly is the best 3D Spider-Man game you'll ever play. I mean, you can even do tricks and twirls while in the air, can launch from specific points to increase speed, as well as free fall into traffic before swinging away, replicating every single Spider-Man film scene ever. And don't forget the photo mode. I've spent an embarrassing amount of time in there.
Come on, Spider-Man! I thought this was a chase!
New York City looks gorgeous. Insomniac's lighting system, ray trace reflections, and sharper textures have turned the Big Apple into a neon-drenched playground during night scenes especially. There's just something magical about chasing down a getaway car at night and watching Times Square reflect off your suit. It's a visual treat. On the PS5 Pro, the game absolutely shines. I primarily ran it at an unlocked frame rate with VRR and occasionally tried a Fidelity RT mode, and honestly, both options feel great to play. It's just a matter of whether you want the cinematic reflective look or extra silky smooth frame rate. For my money, the unlocked frame rate performance mode is the way to go. I occasionally had like over 100 FPS, and that elevates the web swinging and combat to a new level. And load times? What load times? Fast travel is practically instantaneous on PS5 Pro, which makes it even easier to swing between main missions, photo ops, and screwball challenges, which by the way, still make me want to throw my controller into the Hudson. The game's technical enhancements on the PS5 Pro are evident and make New York feel truly alive.
Why did you ask me here, Pete?
You know, just dinner between friends.
Friends.
The character work here is still excellent. Peter's chemistry with MJ feels real, and Laura Bailey absolutely shines in her role. Otto Octavius's journey remains one of the best depictions of a villain's fall I've seen in a superhero game. Heartbreaking, relatable, and brilliantly acted. And we can't forget the expanded content with The City That Never Sleeps DLC. It's a solid 10 hours of extra gameplay, fleshing out Black Cat and Silver Sable, as well as Hammerhead. I think it's Hammerhead anyway. He looks weird. And while some parts, looking at you Screwball, test your patience, the DLC is well worth diving into for more lore about this world. The game's narrative depth is further enriched by all its well-developed characters. Peter's relationships in particular are portrayed very well, and the villains are given compelling backstories that make their motivations understandable, yet tragic.
Excuse me, are you Dr. Delaney?
Ah, Spider-Man, my nemesis. You won't catch me this time.
One big win here is the suite of accessibility features added to Spider-Man Remastered. Insomniac brought over the improvements seen in Miles Morales, like options to tweak contrast, adjust QTE requirements, and improve enemy readability. It's a brilliant inclusion that makes the game more approachable for everyone. I would also consider the efficient fast travel as part of accessibility, to be honest, especially when it comes to an open world game, as it just lets you fulfill your inner completionist without the slog of manual navigation to get to your destination. Other features like adjustable difficulty, colorblind modes, and customizable controls ensure that everyone can enjoy the game. If you somehow missed Spider-Man on PS4, this remaster is the best way to play it. It's shinier, faster, and smoother than ever. Even if you've platinumed it already, it's worth a revisit just to experience Insomniac's New York City at its absolute best. It may not reinvent the web, but this is still one of the greatest superhero games ever made. Do you need a PS5 Pro for this? Well, nah. The OG PS5 plays this wonderfully on performance mode, so no need to break the bank just yet for a Pro. Do like and subscribe, and let me know if you've played the remaster yet, or are you still too busy thwipping through Spider-Man 2? Either way, thanks for watching Totes Professional Gaming.
I never stopped wanting to.
Me neither.